This college basketball picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code SGPN to score up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
This is Randy Cross. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. Good morning, Sean. Feel like I'm already in the beginning of a marathon this week.
Yeah, we got a bunch of content we're going to jam in. It is Thanksgiving week, feast week for college basketball. We do have to clean up some stuff from the. I know I briefly was able to call into the NFL show, but I mean, Ryan, what a game by the Eagles, right?
Yeah,
Saquon Barkley.
I'm sure it was fun to be at a live sporting event. That was cool. How was the weather?
Well, it was actually really cold in the stadium. My wife was wearing tights, jeans, thick jacket, and a beanie. So there's some have accused it of being a dome stadium, but it would. I mean, the open air was it was football weather. There was hitting going on.
I'm gonna have to text. I'm gonna have to send her a text and just you're welcome.
Why? For giving her the heads up that it was going to be cold.
I felt like she needed to hear it was going to be much colder than she could have expected. Which it sounds like she came prepared.
Yes.
Yeah. So nice and warm to watch all those touchdowns. Stafford running around. That was fun. No.
What do you mean?
Oh, he had a nice run. That was the longest run he's had in a decade.
Yeah. He had one random.
We're talking historic stuff. I thought you wanted to talk about the Stafford long run.
Now Saquon's in the mix for MVP. Eagles playing great defense. Fangio's scheme comes up big once again. Pounding the rock.
Yeah. Looks good.
No, they'd be a little more excited about the. I missed it, Ryan. It's crowned?
Good. It's good.
Who got crowned Italian American of the month? It had to be Nick Sirianni, Baker Mayfield as a honorary Italian American.
We paused
of the month.
The award. I don't want to draw attention away from the just overt and blatant racism that is rampant.
Wow.
The National Football League. Apparently, the end racism in the end zone is just certain types of racism. Okay. Which, by the way, I two separate people called me a wop in response to my end racism.
Wow, how
post.
dare they? So, Ryan, has Tommy DeVito been named the starter for Thanksgiving?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah,
really.
I predicted this weeks ago.
Well, no, I know, but I'm saying he obviously played horrible.
Did you not hear Malik Neighbors? Wasn't the quarterback's problem.
What wasn't the quarterback's problem?
The game.
Oh, so does Malik
wasn't a quarterback problem? Go ask Dable.
So Dable's the one on the chopping block.
Things are getting slippery.
Yeah,
things are getting slippery. Does very much.
Does Joe Shane make it out alive?
I mean, if you're asking me right now to pull the trigger on one of them, yeah, you. I don't. It's hard. It's a Sophie's choice.
Really? Would you bring back Joe Shane if you were in charge? If you were the owner of the Giants?
I mean, I told you. I said this weeks ago that I thought he probably would get to come back because the owner can tangibly see what he's changed with his own eyes, like computers instead of 3-ring binders.
We got some computer guys,
digital boards instead of magnets on boards, being able to zoom someone in a conference room versus throwing the iPhone in the front of the room. A lot of like technological updates. It's unclear. There's a lot of people pointing out Gettleman was given 4 years. I would say if you're judging the GM,
no, but would you bring him?
That's
back?
What I'm getting to that point. If you're judging the GM, you have to judge GMs on basically 3 separate things. How do they run the organization? Which I have no reason to believe he's not doing a fine job there. How do you pick players? How do you build a roster? Which he's not done well there. And how are you in terms of working with the coaching staff to make sure the players are being developed? also not a plus. So 2 out of 3 categories, and one's I can't prove them as a negative. So yeah, I would probably say you have as bad as it is. You might have, because this is also the guy that was able to get the rot out of the building in terms of some of the family members. But maybe you need the guy after the guy. So yeah, I don't know. He was able to kill some of the family that was working in the building. That was a bad thing, but he's done a bad job. So hard to defend him.
All right, let's switch gears, talk college basketball. That is what we're supposed to be doing here on this episode.
Which, by the way, college basketball, 10 a.m. or sorry, 9 a.m. on a Sunday morning. What a treat.
Yeah, nice little bonus college basketball action. Joining us on the line from the college experience, Colby Dant, aka Pick Dundee. What's happening, Colby?
What's up, guys? Just watching this the Maui Invitational, this UConn Memphis game on right now. Glad to see you went to the shopping mall. Did you throw a penny in the wishing well and make a wish over by the J. Crew?
They do have that nice water feature in front of the stadium where they did find a body, which my niece was asking a lot of questions about. Probably didn't need to tell her that, but I know Colby hates it, but it's a open air stadium experience. It's the coolest. Well, Rose Bowl would be number one, but this, as far as like a new stadium I've been to, it's pretty awesome. You're like in this bowl, the tent is over your head. But yeah, no, it's a great place to experience a game. Highly recommend it.
Completely disagree. Anyway, let's continue on.
But how many games have you watched there?
Yeah, I turned down every game I had a chance to.
I would say this,
but also you don't like football, Colby. So I think if you like football, you would, and you had a team and they were playing in that game, you would enjoy that experience.
I do think that I agree with Colby in the sense that I like weather in football. Yeah, like that's his thesis. He likes football to be played in the elements. I agree, and
I think cold weather cities like Cleveland, that snow game was awesome with Jameis running around there.
Chicago
taking that away, I would agree. Bay. But LA's gonna have no weather regardless. It's like, oh, what are you missing? You're missing out on a little mist or something. I think
no. LA. First off, one of the most memorable games in NFL history is a Rams Vikings game in the mud at the Coliseum. It was in the 70s, but it's fantastic. You can watch it. But look, you have the Coliseum and the Rose Bowl there. You don't need to build a new stadium. You have the greatest stadiums in America right there. I mean, 2 of the best right there. You don't need to build a shopping mall. All right. There's plenty of shopping malls in Beverly Hills. There's plenty of shopping malls all around.
I don't mean to be disrespectful, but Sean and I have been to multiple games at the famed Rose Bowl and not been able to get concessions. Like things like that, that's not acceptable. It's not nothing to do with the football game, but like that's why they're upgrading. Game, unfortunately, I know. I don't
need a DJ and 6 waiters to enjoy my football.
No, but it would be nice to be able to walk to a concession stand and get a water.
Smash Mouth did play the halftime show. It's pretty awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
But I would say
got it, Colby. I know you're a fan. I know you're a fan of his early work. Colby liked Smash Mouth before he cashed in for the dollars.
Smash Mouth and Family Guy. I think if it's raining, you're getting wet in SoFi Stadium.
In the national championship. That's what's hilarious. Shout out to CFB Campus Tour, because he was talking about that. He went to the national championship game and it was coming in for the fans on the side, just not the players. So
it's an open air stadium.
It's a terrible place.
Anyway, Colby's never going to change his mind, Sean.
Oh, really?
I don't think he's ever going to change.
He's not open minded.
No.
All right, let's talk some. Let's say. Well, maybe
anything to talk about in the past.
Take a look at the record book. Continue my 2-1 streak on the locks.
Nice.
Discord with their first losing week, 4-5.
Well, that's because I'm warming up.
Ryan, back-to-back 4-10 weeks, and then 8-6. Colby, back-to-back 8-6 weeks.
What I'm most proud about was my kids from Boca Raton would be able to handle the Cougar scene in Charleston. FAU, lock it out.
Great handicap.
Thank
Oregon State was live on the money line the entire time. Couldn't get there. That was annoying. You guys were right about Miami. Let's see some of the other.
Oregon State blew like a 17-point lead.
I know they were my money line pick.
Yeah.
How did we not make Drake our money lines? Shame on
that
us.
I was on Miami. That was
It's double shame on you.
Well, but I mean, also that St. John's Baylor game, that was insane.
Yeah.
We got the 2.5, so got the cover there. That was crazy. Ohio losing it in OT. That was that was a tough one. Otherwise I would have swept the locks there. So let's get hot. We're warming up, but we're not hot, and we could get hot. It is feast week.
Well, there were no real horrible mistakes with the point. Colby, did your point spreads come into play in any of the games?
Actually, yeah. I mean, there was a couple where it would have gone. I actually think our week might have been, or at least for myself, might have been better had we had the real lines here. I believe. Well, actually, San Francisco actually closed as a 1.5 point favorite.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah, it did for us because we took San Francisco plus 4.5.
Oh, they lost by. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got lucky with your lines once again.
No. But I think the other ones would have mattered as far as maybe it was a Texas. I think. And what else? There was one other one. I swear I looked at this earlier, but.
All right, next week, that's your report. You have to bring in where you got the spreads horribly wrong and screwed us.
I got most of them right though. I was quite impressed with myself, guys. If I may pat myself on the back there.
Okay. Very good. Well, these. I assume these are all projected.
Market maker.
Yeah, and majority of these games. Some of the listeners might be wondering, "Hey, dude, what the hell? There's no Maui games on." Obviously, they just tipped off in Maui about 20 minutes ago. Well, we don't know who will, by the time we're recording this, we don't know if Memphis is beating UConn. We don't know who's playing who for the next 2 days. So our apologies on no Maui games here, but yeah.
But to make up for it, Colby's going to tell you who's going to win the Maui Invitational. Who's getting the Maui bump, Colby?
I think you should take the Memphis. I wonder what the future would be right now because there's odds on all these tournaments. I would say Memphis was the play if they can beat UConn here. They're on the weaker side of the bracket, so for your value, that would be the play. I took Iowa State and I took a sprinkle on Memphis there.
Okay.
Iowa State's in the tougher part of the bracket though. They got to go through Auburn and they got to go through the winner of Dayton, North Carolina.
Nothing like Bruce Pearl down in the tropics.
It's a long flight for that team. You know what I mean? They might have to throw a body out the flight into the Pacific Ocean.
I'm just thinking about like the color of Bruce Pearl's skin mixed with the amount of sweat that's going to be coming out of those pores. That cocoa oil really draws out the darkness in his skin. All right, so we're going to Las Vegas for this first game.
For most of them. For most of them.
And this is the Players Eras Invitational. Is that what it's called? Festival.
Yeah. Well, look, I know.
Explain the concept of the tournament too.
So yeah, essentially it's like an NIL tournament, and every school got $1 million for their NIL collective just for agreeing to the tournament. And basically Saudi money, which is, say what you want about it. I think this is kind of cool in a certain regard. There's incentives for each team to win, and it trickles down to all the players. So it's pretty badass in my opinion. Like that, the winning team gets $100,000 trickled down between, obviously your roster and I think your coaching staff, and then I think second place was $50,000 or 75. I read it earlier, but anyway, each
first
one
place $250,000.
Oh, see, I'm all
first
off.
Place,
okay.
No. First place is $500,000. Second
That's
place
what it was. Okay.
$250.
Okay.
Third place $150. $100K for fourth. And like you were mentioning, it's pretty interesting because it's, I guess they all seem to go about it this way, but they essentially, it's like this company is hidden beneath a couple layers of companies, but it's essentially the Saudi has their public fund. That's think Live Golf. This is the United Arab Emirates version of that. And they basically flat out were asked in this article, you know, how are you going to make money on this when you're 9 million out the door to start? And basically they're insisting they're break even out of the gate and don't even care about that because they view this as a future investment, much like a lot of the Saudi and other Middle Eastern money. It's more about like just normalizing their involvement in sports. So they don't really care about making money. And so if this is only going to get bigger, I mean, to me, the obvious threat is this is going to become more interesting than postseason tournaments, maybe at some point. But for now, these preseason things, I mean, that's awesome. That is excellent.
Especially like I feel like other tournaments historically, like, oh, you get this TV money for just being there. There's no incentive really to win, except maybe you're on TV more. Exactly, this one has a direct connect to paying your players, which should make the game, I think, even more competitive than previous years. So
Players Eras Festival. So the Players Eras is the parent company of Ever Wonder Studio, which is funded by the New York-based Redbird hedge fund, which is an investment arm of the United Arab Emirates.
UFL, Jeff.
Yeah, exactly. Why aren't they like? It's weird because on one hand, it's like I understand why you're not doing it directly, but it's also hilarious how they like kind of okay. It's okay if we do it this way. I wonder if they'll Live Golf got a lot of backlash. I wonder if any of that will show up at these things. No. But I wouldn't think so because it's like it's more direct money into kids' pockets, and it's a harder argument against rich golfers is easier to call pussies. All right. Let's head to Vegas. Where are these games being played, Colby? Where in Vegas?
I believe
I saw they were staying at MGM, so I assume it's over at the
yes, MGM Grand Garden Arena.
Yeah. Okay.
And they got a TV deal with TBS and TNT.
Nice.
So Ted Turner said, "Get on over there to Saudi Arabia."
Were you gonna get a Gus Johnson sighting?
Well, yeah. I mean, what's
he's
he?
Fox.
He's probably got
he's
football,
Fox.
right?
And he's Fox though. But
go ahead, Colby.
I was saying Ted Turner spending his Thanksgiving's probably very similar to Ryan Real Money Kramer out in the desert, collecting money.
Different desert. I haven't found any money in the desert I go to. San Diego State.
Out there with a metal detector.
Oh man, I don't. I'll tell you this: I don't want to accidentally turn anything on out there. We all know there's mysterious forces in the desert. I recently stumbled into this whole like group of conspiracy theorist type who claim that a lot of park rangers are actually aliens.
Makes sense.
So be careful when you're out in the middle of nowhere. For what it's worth, I've never had an experience where I've run into a park ranger alien. Creighton,
that you know of.
Well, I haven't seen them blink the lizard way. I think that's the way you can detect it, or if you see a tail. Creighton is laying 5 according to our spread master Pick Dundee. I mean, are we still a San Diego State program, or have we moved on? It feels like they're not. It used to be the only hour gal. Now we have a lot of hour gals.
No, we're still program? Look, as someone that hung out with Brian Dutcher at Mountain West Media Days, you know.
Oh, look at this!
Here we go.
Look at this flex.
Oh, but it's the love affair shit. We can't pick against them now.
Well, and Creighton is just, you know, I always question the toughness of a Creighton team, and one of the trends this year, guys, so far, you know, to a couple weeks into the college basketball season, is how bad the Big East is. You know, the Big East is having a terrible year. Seton Hall and Villanova have lost to everybody. Nebraska just beat the hell out of Creighton in Omaha. And Rick Pitino and St. John's just got upset by Georgia. They also lost to Baylor in the best game of the season at the buzzer down there in the Virgin Islands. And the conference in general has just looked bad. Butler with bad losses. Everyone really, except for UConn, who hasn't played anybody. We'll see today. Memphis is currently up 6 right now. And then Marquette, I would say those are the 2 that are hanging on, but the other ones have looked very, very questionable here. So that is why I will take the Aztecs. They are reloading. A lot of their players dipped out for, you know, either graduation or NIL opportunities at, say, Kentucky or Ohio State. But I buy into the culture there. Miles Bird and is healthy. He was injured for a little bit. He's back. Now they still have I believe one other. They have Reese Waters is out with the foot injury, but Stephen Ashworth is out for Creighton as well. I'm going to go with the team that I think is tougher defensively. I think that shit travels. Creighton away from Omaha is always a little tricky to me. This was an NCAA tournament game when San Diego State went to the national championship. You might remember this questionable foul called San Diego State 57, Creighton 56 back on, I don't know, like late March, a couple years ago. But give me the Aztecs. I think they're just the better team right now.
It's a great matchup for them too. I mean, the way Creighton wants to take the ball or what they want to do with the ball on offense, San Diego State should be able to take away.
5 is a lot on a neutral, especially if you factor in the Las Vegas aspect of it all. These Nebraska kids, they're not gonna know what hit them once they hit the big city lights. If you're San Diego, you've probably already been to Vegas a number of times.
Which team?
And they play really good defense. I mean, Mountain West Media Day is in Las Vegas. They're familiar. They know to bring a humidifier to their room. They know how to win in a desert climate.
Which team's team manager understands to bring the pack of humidifiers? Sean, San Diego State beat the crap out of Occidental a couple games ago. I don't know if you saw that, 100-49.
Yeah, you don't need to do that to our Oxy Tigers right down the street here. But yeah, San Diego State 12th in 2-point percentage defense in the nation. Again, Creighton plays really good defense as well. I think this is going to be kind of a ugly, grinded out matchup. And San Diego State not horrible against Gonzaga. I mean, certainly it was at home, a little different dynamic, but I think they can hang against the big boys here. So, and I think this is a fun get up spot for them. So I'm definitely taking the 5 points.
I was just looking at the San Diego State roster to see if there are any guys left from D-Gen Madness all those seasons ago.
Any luck, right?
No. Wow, when we created sport. Yeah, we're all on San Diego State. Let's go. I also would say that we have to handicap these games by who needs the money more. San Diego State kids or the private school kids from Omaha.
Yeah, there's like the last guy on the bench. Does he get the same amount of check? Do they split it?
That's what I need to like. They didn't break that down. They didn't break that down.
If someone knows,
team manager guys who like get in for a couple minutes,
everyone's getting a taste.
Really? Everybody eats.
These are true C-note games. These are true C-note games. This is like the SMU thing back in the '80s when they're like, "Oh, you're playing Texas? I'm gonna give you 10 grand. You win."
Yeah, you're part of the team. You're getting a taste. I mean, your taste might be tiny, but you're getting a taste. All right, this is, I assume, the second game out in Vegas, 1:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Oregon taking on. What are you laughing at me?
Well, there's a great chat from EB Steelers coming in. Colby, anything I treat like a butthole and pound this afternoon. Now this is obviously we are doing this live, but Colby, anything for people maybe catching the podcast right away or watching live, they should be hopping on.
Yeah, I mean, what's great about Feast Week is it's like you have great games nonstop all day.
Plenty of buttholes in Feast Week.
Yes, I like a few plays. I'm going to North Texas is taking on Oregon State. Oregon State off of the Civil War game. They blew a 17-point lead. Now they got their first road game of the season as they go down to Denton, Texas. North Texas keeps a really good program. I'm going to lay the 5.5 there. One of the other ones I like a lot also is Xavier against South Carolina. I think Xavier in I think Daytona Beach, Florida is going to take down South Carolina there. And I think that is majority
2
Long Island,
1.
the Sharks plus the points.
I'm getting I'm finding a 30 second clock for these types of things where Colby's just a shot clock. Well, we just got to shot clock it, All right, 30 seconds and then Sean plays the buzzer when it's over. Oregon taking on Texas A&M. Great matchup here. Absolutely great matchup. 2 storied programs. Texas A&M laying 3 points according to Colby. Colby, everyone knows which side I'll be on here, but please share. What are you doing? Yes.
The buzz.
Oh, dude, this is peak buzz.
I just hit on the Oregon State angle of why we want North Texas today. The same, even more so, could be said for Oregon, who just stormed back from a 17-point deficit, beat their arch rivals, and now you're heading to Vegas, and the buzzsaw is waiting for you. I'm all over Texas A&M here. I actually just think they're a much better team this year. Oregon, we'll see. Maybe towards the end of the year, they have a lot more younger talent, but A&M's a veteran team. And I think they got that loss out of the way opening night there in Orlando when UCF hit that game winner. I like the Aggies to handle business. They're better defensive team, just more veterans. And what you really want to trust that on a neutral site. I feel like when you get to the neutral site games, the teams with the veterans is what you want to circle.
I mean, what just masterclass in coaching by Buzz. Having that tough road game to open the season, knowing that it's a win-win. Either you win a tough road game or you lose and you get that great coaching moment. Now, who's going to be more prepared for this neutral site? Them or, like Colby said, the team that's hung over after that rivalry.
As much as I want to fade Ryan's blatant love of Buzz Williams,
why would you want to do that?
No, because you're a little blind, Ryan.
What do you mean?
Well, we're getting some reviews that your handicapping is tainted, that you're just going against Bo Nix because I like Bo Nix, that kind of stuff.
All rise.
Well, hold on. We need to go back and do tally because I'm pretty sure I'm on Denver half the time. I'm not fading Bo Nix. I also, and I'm going to screenshot, I never show bet slips, but I'm going to screenshot my fucking Bo Nix Rookie of the Year ticket. So
guys,
everyone can suck it.
I missed the live show. I'm assuming this is a solo episode on Daniel Jones being released from the New York Giants.
What do you mean? This is old news.
I missed that show, guys. I've been occupied over here. Didn't have internet problems.
It was a part of the Giants' plan. They had to let Saquon Barkley go so they could pay Daniel Jones and then release him. It's part of the 5-year moving plan for the New York Giants. All time great.
This is how we get 3-star reviews. Talking about,
and they're on the hook for him next year too, right, Sean?
No,
little. They'll have to pay a couple bucks.
No, they're done.
But I mean, again, it's rare to see a safety like Daniel Jones being released. I mean, prime of his career, 47 interceptions, is willing to work on any scout team. But I'm with you on this one, Ryan. Texas A&M. I don't let my biases get in the way or our potential rivalry. I am happy to take Texas A&M. To me, it's just a fade of Oregon after the Civil War game. In particular, that Civil War game where Oregon State was winning by, should have won that game, blew it late, and I think Oregon expended a bunch of energy. Now you got to go to Las Vegas. You never want to go to Las Vegas hungover. Trust me, as someone who's done it, you don't want to start behind the 8 ball there, pun intended. So yes, Texas A&M -3 consensus play. So Discord already starting off with 2 plays here.
Sorry.
What was that?
That was nothing.
Oh, okay. Head over to what do you got going on with the layout, Ryan?
What do you mean? Oh, there. Whoops. Accidentally. I didn't mean to do that.
Oh, what is this?
We need to get that off the screen.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a great point. Paying a running back any sizable deal in free agency.
That was an accident.
No, that's that. I feel free to bring up my take on Saquon Barkley.
Oh, there it is again.
I would draft. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Good point by me. I wouldn't pay him a sizable deal. They ended up getting a good deal for Saquon Barkley. And yeah, maybe I was wrong. Obviously he's worth it. He's certainly underpaid what the Eagles got for him. So once again, Howie Roseman, a better GM than I am, and I'm glad he's on the Eagles. Head over to mybookie.ag. Use that promo code SGPN. Get the 100% match up to $1,000. And you get the casino chip, but only if you use the promo code SGPN, so they know we sent you. We got to talk to my bookie about getting Dak Prescott off the graphic. I don't know what he's doing on there, and you don't even have a chance to fade the Cowboys right now. Although how Cooper Rush went in and knocked off that Commanders team, I still don't know. That game was insane.
Kingsbury.
That game was drunk, as the kids like to say. Yeah, that was probably the red flag. On the Redskins, the Kingsbury not realizing that his offenses fall apart in the second half of the season, but mybookie.ag, they're here. So fun. There's going to be so much to bet on this week, especially Thanksgiving. Get in over there. They got the prop builder, great for DGen parlays. I know Kramer hit mega whale 150-1 just recently. And you get faster crypto deposits and payouts, faster bet settlement, and they have so many things to bet on. I'm looking at their live college basketball window right now. Tons of action, and get that 100% match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply, and the $10 casino chip. Mybookie.ag promo code SGPN.
You still time to listen to the Monday night episode that Sean took holiday on, but me and Terrell gave out some bangers, including a 100 plus to 1 DGen only parlay. Sean, where only 2 things have to happen in the game.
Very easy. Very easy.
All right, let's keep it moving. We've only done 2 games. Interesting. 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast. We're heading to Lexington, Kentucky. All right, off the neutral court,
home of Lexington Steel.
Home of is that true? Western Kentucky. The Hilltoppers are taking on Big Brother Kentucky. Big Blue laying 16. Colby.
It's just a fun, rivalry game. Hank Plona, new head coach of Western Kentucky, and then you have Kentucky's new head coach Mark Pope, and he's 5-0 ATS, including outright win as a dog against Duke, and then just putting it on some of these teams. Like I took Jackson State with the points the other day, and that was a terrible pick because Kentucky kept the starters in late. He's putting it in. He's paying attention to that number, but I'm thinking that tide's got to turn sometime. Plona was an assistant on Western Kentucky the previous seasons. And I think that is, he's a little familiar with this rivalry and the roster. One of these times Kentucky's not going to cover it. I think it's got to be here because obviously you have the angle of it being Thanksgiving. But you also have, they're entering, I think next week or they get Clemson and Gonzaga and back-to-back games, then the Louisville game. So I think the tops cover this number. Give me the points just because I think the experience factor and the fact that Pope's bringing in this new team, they've been drilling everybody. They're due for a loss ATS. Kentucky will still win the game, but give me the tops to cover this big number.
I got Kentucky laying the big number. I normally would tilt or cock, as you say, Colby, to the underdog in a rivalry game, but this Kentucky team is just they're a bat out of hell. Clearly he came in with this motto, this message to the team of like, hey, we're much better than the rest of these teams are playing, including Western Kentucky. And we're going to go on a statement run here. I don't think they're looking ahead because it's so early into the program. You're still trying to impress your new head coach. He's still trying to impress the boosters. Like this is the honeymoon phase of Kentucky basketball, and he's not going to want to fuck it up. Top 5 effective field goal percentage. They don't turn the ball over. Massive difference, 7.2% at the line. That's huge. If you're a dog and you're looking to cover this number, if you don't think they have a chance to upset them outright, you got to hit some free throws. Western Kentucky hasn't been doing that. I'm laying Kentucky. I'm taking Kentucky in the big number, 16. I think they win by 20. Kramer, what are you doing?
Computer frozen. I am here. So to continue what you were saying, also you have like the new coach angle. Who? What if the guy before wasn't a good coach at all? And this idea of team and connectedness and actual coaching and development is happening, and it's a completely different situation. And you have the new guy is proud about Kentucky, and you have the new guy maybe wants to show up the old guy because he was a prick to Kentucky. Yeah, lay the points. I'm not with Colby and they're due. Stand next to a roulette wheel with that attitude, buddy. Houston, Alabama. We're back in Vegas. This is back at the MGM, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. Oh wow, Alabama. I mean, how do you not take Alabama in a pay for play situation in any kind of competition? I don't even need a point spread. Alabama's catching 4 here against Houston. Obviously Houston, very, very good. Alabama is an absolute roller coaster. And I feel like it's a team I often am on the wrong side of. Colby, what are you doing in this game?
Yeah, Houston already took an L to Auburn in a neutral site. In that was the game, actually, the flight that the pilot had to turn around the plane. I think you guys caught that story. But
kind of a neutral, right?
Yeah, it was at the Rockets Stadium,
Houston.
Yeah. But I think this is a moment where they bounce back. I like them getting that loss early. Bama is, bringing back a ton, but their NIL collective stepped up to the plate and brought back those guys. Some of those guys would have went to the NBA. So I think that Houston players might be a little more hungry to cash in on some money here. Terrence Arsenault is a game time decision, which is something to monitor. But other than that, I do just think Houston's going to bounce back. If anything, I think that Auburn game was an outlier. I think if they played that game, 5 more times, I think Houston would probably win 4 of those 5. So this is an opportunity to me. I think you're actually getting a little bit of a benefit with the number here with Houston. I think Houston drills them defensively. You know what Houston does so great is play defense. And I always wonder about Nate Oates when you can limit their possessions and really make them have to key into each possession. I know Alabama went to the Final Four last year, but I also think it was a mix of, yes, Alabama's talented, but they had a great bracket to get there. I think Houston has exactly the MO to mess with them. Athletically, I think they're on the same page. And then you add in the fact that the defensive team, to me, Alabama likes that Paul Westhead stuff, run up and shoot. You have to limit your possessions, or be very efficient offensively against a well-coached defensive team. And I don't know that they are. So give me Houston.
No, that's to Colby's point. Like if you're playing Houston, you got to be able to turn them over, which is really tough. They're 7th in the league in not turning it over. Alabama's defense not great at generating turnovers. Alabama's offense only shooting 30.8% from behind the arc. Like you got to be able to win on the edges here a little bit. Either hit some threes, create some turnovers. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble. And I think they are. I mean. And to your point, Colby, I do think getting that loss to Auburn, and that's a trend we have to add to the database there of teams who get in a midair flight, taking them as underdogs in their next game. Somehow that was rallying the troops. Yeah, I mean, I like Houston a lot here, potential locks. So yeah, give me Houston laying the 4. Kramer, what are you doing?
It's which team do you think is going to control the pace? One of the fastest teams versus one of the slowest teams. I mean, you have to take Houston. Houston's you kind of have to see Alabama drag them into it. And I can't see that happening. To what Colby was saying about the style of how they play, what they're going to do to you. Yeah. I mean, they're going to rebound. They're going to, shoot efficiently. They're actually the number 1 team shooting the 3 ball, Houston. And, Alabama could win, but the style they play also could lead this to a blowout. Maybe we take some alt numbers here on Houston. Late lay it. Give the Discord, Alabama.
And if anything, Con Air ever taught us was a fight on an airplane is normally a good thing.
Yes.
Got to be careful though. You don't want to put a hole in the side of the plane. Someone gets sucked out. That's be an embarrassing way to go out.
Kramer, we do have a comment specifically for you if you'd like to read it.
What's that? What do you mean I didn't read the chat last night?
Well, according to Mike Oxmall, hey Sean, Kramer didn't read the chat last night. Haskins or Matlock first touchdown, LFG. Apparently our buddy Decker likes Haskins for the first touchdown.
Obviously, you didn't listen to the fucking show. We had that conversation. I'm not going to say his name.
Why?
Because you're
scared to address. You're scared to answer to our listeners.
Nah, man.
You guys see that horrible Matlock remake?
Yeah, Lady Matlock. They're just like, hey, what if Matlock was a chick? We don't. Or you could just come up with a new show. But someone tagged me in a video. There's a montage cut together of Peloton instructors calling out fake names. So like they'll be doing their Peloton class and they're like, hey, shout out to Amanda Hugging Kiss. I see you're climbing up the boards. And Mike Oxmall made it in there. So I've been sent that a number of times. So
a lot of other good
Mike, glad to see you're keeping up with your cardio on the Peloton.
Yeah, you weren't on Matlock either. Thought that was a little surprising.
No, not.
You're out on him now?
No, I'm not out on him. I'm just not playing him first touchdown.
Anytime?
Not this game. No.
Oh no.
Yeah, you got to pick your spots with Matlock.
Yeah, and if you watch the show, you would know that Haskins is the right answer. Duke laying 3.5 against Kansas. This game starts at 6. Is this a different location then? Not at the same MGM.
This is T-Mobile.
Okay,
T-Mobile Arena.
So this is the varsity squads. Duke and Kansas. Duke laying 3.5. Colby.
I got a live line on this, by the way. You can adjust this. Duke's laying 2.5.
Okay.
All right. Colby had 3.5. So good on you, Colby.
I like the Jayhawks here, guys, because Duke just won at Arizona in a huge game in Tucson, like their home court, and they've been out in the desert for a long time, guys, to be out in the desert. And now you load up against this Kansas team. I truly believe Kansas. The only thing, I believe Kansas might have the best roster in the nation, but Hunter Dickinson's the only concern of why I wouldn't say, oh, just give them the national championship now. But I do think Kansas gets it. Just the fact Duke's played so many big games already this season, and they have another one coming up. So I think Kansas, the more veteran team, Duke's got so many freshmen. This is exactly my point of the neutral site spot. So I'm loading up on the Jayhawks here. I'm surprised they're a dog. Really, I guess that's just the Notre Dame Duke angle. Plus 125.
Lost.
What
Colby.
happened there?
Did your lights go out, Colby?
What happened? Is everything all right, Colby?
I don't know what the hell happened.
I saw you could see his hat a little bit.
Yeah. So wait, is your light on in your house?
Oh, there he goes. He's gone. What was that? Is he back?
What? No. All right, we lost Colby. What are you doing for Duke, Kansas, Ryan?
Kansas all the way, like Colby said. And wrong team favorite. That my question for Colby was going to be, is the wrong team favorite? He would have said yes, and we would move on.
I'm a little worried about Duke's defense being able to hang.
No,
you don't think so?
No, I'm still out on John Shire.
Is this not telling you something though? That the fact that Duke is the favorite here on the neutral, that they're telling you to take Duke. This smells like a Duke line, and that the fact that it's dropping.
No, go ahead.
No,
have fun with Duke.
I'll take Kansas, but I don't love this. I'm not liking this.
Be a Cooper Flag guy. I know you're big NBA guy, so you got to keep an eye on Cooper Flag.
Sixers are going to start tanking.
Who's
for Cooper
tanking
Flag?
the hardest for Cooper Flag right now?
Well, the Sixers are unintentionally tanking, which is really funny.
And Colby's back.
No,
what
Colby's
happened
back.
there, guys? Corporate gambling.
Know. It seemed like like we could see your hat and everything else was black.
The lighting in your house didn't change, right?
No,
because it was weird. You went all black, but we could still not like
Do you think there's a chance we just were seeing through to another dimension?
Well, it was weird. I was trying to vocalize it, but you could see the white college experience on your hat, but everything else was black. It was some weird thing.
I can vocalize it for you, Sean.
Well, I don't got brain man cold, but they're counting down 765.
But you're counting down 765.
Anything else to add to the Kansas take? We're all on Kansas.
I don't know where I cut off, but I'll say this: like Kansas, the veteran team here, and the neutral site spots, especially with Duke being in the desert for so long now. Out in Tucson. I just think, yes, Cooper Flag's great, and I do think this Duke team's more talented than last year's team. But I'm going to side with the veterans. I also think Bill Self's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder with the way the season went a year ago, and that's what helped them go out and bring in the top transfer portal class. So I like the Jayhawks and the veteran leadership there to win here in Vegas.
Yeah. Also, fuck Duke.
Fair enough. But it's not like Kansas is ever a fun team to bet on. But in the regular season on a neutral, yeah, I'll be on Kansas.
Oh, I disagree. I feel like we've had some good times betting
in the tournament.
Yeah, conference tour. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, conference tournament. Yeah, I'm talking March Madness.
Even in March Madness. I mean, we remember the losses, but we've made some money on Bill Self. Rutgers, Notre Dame. Oh, how did Rutgers get invited over here? Is this? Are we back to the eras? The players eras. Why do they have players and?
Oh,
eras?
what do you mean? How they get? There's a couple no-show jobs here. Oh, hey, that's a lot of cash to give out to one team. Oh, why don't you? I'll personally deliver it for you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
is this a shakedown operation? I mean, you know how the mafia works, Ryan. Is there protection money involved? Are there players from Rutgers who are going to be? They need to do it. I mean, if you're giving players cash, part about the fun about giving away a lot of money is the spectacle of it. Put it in a giant fucking briefcase. Have the guy walking around. I mean, we have the
handcuffed to his arm.
Well, the reality is though, like $100,000 isn't that fun to look at.
It's 500. It's 500 grand.
Not for the winner. I'm just saying, like you come in fourth place. You got a little tiny briefcase with $100,000. Would you want me to move? Yeah, I mean, that's always the funniest thing when you see like the actual, what it actually looks like. It's like
no, you got to put it in 20s. These are college kids.
20s.
So, so it fills out the full briefcase. Also,
it's actually a pretty smart idea. Coming
back to the stadium experience, this applies to all stadiums. When they do the in-stadium giveaway, can you have some fucking onions and give out real sizes of money? I mean,
what did they give away?
It was like a pachanga casino. The guy got 3 answers right through the thing. He got a 75 resort gift card.
No.
You're gonna drive 2 hours to pachanga to get $75 free. Also, you're a casino. $75 free play. Like, come on, that's gone like nothing. You're still going to get out of the, I mean, we give away like thousands, we're a much smaller company than all these companies doing these. Oh, I saw American Airlines gave away 25,000 miles. That's not like, what a round trip to Tucson from
Fuck
here.
Your miles.
And,
I completely agree.
The worst major airline give away like $1,000. They're paying so much for the advertisement of the thing anyway. Give these fans real fucking prizes.
Hey, you know,
it's so dumb.
I completely agree. I saw a kid hit a half court shot at the Long Beach State game last year.
Yeah,
and he won a $50 gift card to Buffalo Wild Wings. It's like he hit. What are the odds of him making that?
It's a gift card to your fucking restaurant. Like, that's free money. That's free money. It's literally free money.
It's a write-off. Yeah, I mean, okay, maybe if you're Long Beach State, but especially if you're a pro team, like
like gift
Long Beach State's a decent program.
Gift cards were literally created to rob people. Because they never get cashed in too. So oh my God.
Wait. You got George Lucas as your alum, Long Beach State. You can't give him at least like free Star Wars tickets the rest of his life because they're going to make 12 million of those things, right? $50 at Buffalo Wild Wings is nothing. That's like a Bloody Mary and 6 wings, like what?
Shout out to the other 4-letter network, but they're giving away 6 figures for those kicks.
Yeah. That's cool. I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
but like what these in-stadium promos?
How much do you think they
25,000 American Airline miles, and then they have a video of a guy like toasting champagne. What fucking flight are you getting for 25,000? You're certainly not getting in first class.
How much?
Not
money,
on American Airlines.
How much are they spending on that segment?
That's what I'm saying. You're putting up like 25K or something crazy, and then you're giving away $75 of write-off money, not even real dollar for dollar money. Like how much you?
And I believe there was a story in college football, Kramer. I think you might remember this. In the past 6 months, somebody hit a kick or won a relay.
Oh yeah.
And they didn't give them their car that they won. Yeah. Like they were supposed to win a car.
There's a whole saga here, but basically, he did the thing. It turned out he didn't do the thing in the amount of time. But there was like clearly the people on the field were like not taking the timing serious because they didn't think it would be taken seriously. The the dealership ends up not giving him the car. It gets really publicized. The College Football Inquirer picks it up. They talk about it. They then try to reverse it. He ended up getting a car for what it's worth.
But I think it's like they started the stopwatch like a half a second late. But it's like, who cares?
What do you put a time on it? Come on, guys. Like this is ridiculous. But yeah, the giveaway shams. I mean, I remember. I mean, you think about some of the moment. I feel like as a child, I remember some of those crazy ass moments because people were trying to win. This
is why once again, the sport has, especially football, has really suffered. What doesn't matter the level. This is why you have a car parked in the end zone, Sean, because they can drive that thing home right after they make that field goal. This is why there should always be a van or an Oldsmobile in the end zone, right? Because that's what we're giving away.
Give away Noah's LeBaron.
Yeah, that's what golf. I mean, that's the thing. That's what golf does. They just park a car somewhere. They're like, yeah, you can get this.
All right, what were we talking about?
I don't know.
Rutgers, Notre Dame.
Oh yeah, that's right. How did Rutgers get invited into this?
Redbird, the company that we just referred to, their headquarters is in New York City. That's got to be the only way that Rutgers got in. There must have been some type of connect to the University of Rutgers and Danny DeVito. So,
well, the Saudis realized if they talk to the Italians, they only got to talk to one or two guys instead of a whole bunch of guys. Bada bing,
streamlined operation.
And Notre Dame is just an easy one there, right? I mean, how the hell that church in France go up in flames so fast, and they rebuilt that thing in like 24 hours, right? You remember that? You guys know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly.
That was Saudi money came in there. I think the place. So Rutgers just lost at Kennesaw State, and kudos for them playing at Kennesaw State, which a lot of people thought were crazy.
Notre Dame just lost to Elon too.
Yes, we were on that one on the college basketball experience, but I do think Rutgers is the better team here. The question is, they have some of the best freshmen in the nation. So how will that play them going to Vegas against a Notre Dame team that's more, veteran, I would say, than Rutgers. So last time they played, Notre Dame did win by 2, and that was just 2 years ago. So I am going to go with the talent here, despite it being in Vegas. I think some of they brought in 2 top 10 recruits. I think that's going to be the deciding factor there. They're just a little bit more talented than Notre Dame. A little concerned about them being in Las Vegas, but give me the Scarlet Knights to get it done off the loss to Kennesaw.
I don't know. But couldn't you make a similar thing? Notre Dame coming off the loss from Elon.
The difference is, to me, Notre Dame's got a veteran team. But how fast can Shrewsbury get that going? He's got a son on the team.
The Shrewsberries taste like Shrewsberries. I'm going with Notre Dame catching the 3. I think this is going to be a good game, and I think it's going to come down to the last shot. So I think I'll be happy that I have the 3. And to me, Colby, the fact that they are a veteran team, that's the team that's easier to get up for after a loss. So yeah, I'm taking Notre Dame.
I just don't want to fade Newark Airport to Las Vegas. A lot of winning's been done on that flight.
They're taking the Lufthansa flight, right?
For what it's worth, the Rutgers has a shorter. They don't have a Thanksgiving break. Basically, they're only off Thursday, Friday. Notre Dame, meanwhile, is off. Well,
and DeVito plays Thursday.
The Notre Dame is off the entire week. I assume we'll see many more Notre Dame fans out there, right, Colby?
Yeah, I would assume that. Yeah, I would assume that.
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
We should ask Tim Murray, Ryan.
Rutgers shouldn't be here. This is ridiculous.
Tim Murray, if he's going to Notre Dame Rutgers.
Yeah, he probably likes Notre Dame. All right, so then are we moving to? Are we going to the next day? Is that what's happening?
Yes, because that's what's cool about this C-Note tournament. We got the matchups for all of it, regardless of a winner or loss. So yeah, game 2. Well, actually, we're going to the next one. Actually, before we go back to Vegas, we are going to Nassau, the Bahamas.
Oh, all right. So we're heading down to Nassau. Some feedback for these smaller tourneys. You really should try to fill the gym up if you're going to play in a middle school gym. Louisville and Indiana. Nice jersey matchup here. A lot of red. -3.5 for Indiana. Colby, why can't they fill up these tiny gymnasiums?
I mean, I guess people don't make the trip down there. That would be my thing.
Is so cool. Yeah. Like, get people in there.
Just get. I mean, it's similar to a comedy show. If you can't fill it up, just start giving away tickets. Like, walk around the streets of Nassau, and anyone who wants to take these. I guess I kind of understand why they do some of these to a certain degree, but to me, the whole cool thing about college sports is that you're playing in these raucous home environments with these crazy fans. if you're not going to have that, at least have it a full stadium, or try and fill out the gym as best you can. It's weird when you're playing like good matchups in front of nobody. Let the locals in. Like, what are we doing here? Don't charge tickets for these. I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm with you. There's just so many neutral site games too with these tournaments, and I kind of like I don't hate as much the neutral sites in college basketball because it starts the season, as opposed to college football where you have a limited amount. But
well, that's what football should follow basketball in this regard. Play those bowl games, those neutral site games. Play more of them early in the season. Makes way more sense.
Yeah, but my point is, I'm like, I am more anti neutral site in football than basketball. I'd still prefer it on a college campus. Like Louisville and Indiana are close to each other. Why are you not just playing this? I would understand it if you were taking on Gonzaga in this tournament or something, but you're so close to each other. You might as well do a home and home. But at the same time, yeah, I mean, like they got to find a way to pack these things. I like the cards here, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that Indiana and Mike Woodson, I've yet to trust. Now they went out and brought in a big time. The second they saw Purdue go to the national championship, they loaded up their NIL collective and went after some of the best talent in college basketball. That's what you got to love about a good rivalry. The question is can Mike Woodson manage it? I feel like, we were on UNC Greensboro the other night against Indiana, and that hit. And we were on, I believe it was SIU Edwardsville, I think, in the season opener, and that hit. I just don't know how good he will be with this talent. There's a reason why, I think Indiana fans are kind of restless with him. He got extended. They didn't know what to do with him and the amount of games he won a season ago. So he got extended. I don't know if the guy's a great college basketball coach. And meanwhile, on the other side of things, Pat Kelsey comes into Louisville. I think they're going to be getting better with every single game. So I'm going to take the cards here to knock off the Hoosiers. I'm going to take it outright.
Ooh, Kramer, what are you doing?
Well, I was looking into why these things happen and why they play where they play. Not really sure, but Bad Boy Mowers is the title sponsor of the battle for. This is the battle for Atlantis, correct?
Unrelated to the record company, Bad Boy.
Bad Boy Mowers.
Okay, because P. Diddy had the Bad Boy record company. I think you want to distance yourself from him at all costs.
I think Diddy's house was pretty close to the Bahamas.
All right,
maybe he started a mowers company down there. Imagine
I hear there's rumors on the internets.
I want one of them Bad Boy mowers.
To Colby's point, this is interesting because I do like Indiana's defense.
No interest in betting on Mike Woodson.
Indiana does shoot 80% from the line, but Colby, you're telling me Louisville's going to get it done, huh?
No interest in betting on Mike.
I mean, I just feel like Louisville got blown out by Tennessee already this year. That was your gut check game. I think Indiana is a team that has yet. They need to show me. I know the talent's there. In many ways, Indiana it can be compared to like Memphis or something, where it's like you went out and got this roster. Can you win with it? Can Mike Woodson, a former NBA player that was a very good NBA player for a long time, but what makes him a great coach? I think it's still, we haven't seen it. So until he proves to me that he can coach, and then like I said, I think Louisville, coming out of the Kenny Payne era, another former player, by the way, that wasn't a good coach. With every given week, they're going to be understanding his system more and more. You saw his success at Charleston, and I think this is a good spot to get the Hoosiers. Another thing I wanted to say was I believe, okay. I thought they went last year. They didn't. But anyway, I think Louisville is just a team ready to pick off somebody.
People are going to be very mad.
What's
up? Louisville.
Oh, Louisville. I'm with you. I'll take Louisville. Shout out to Woody Johnson, Jets owner and ambassador. He said, pointing out Mike Woodson has a clean goatee. Yeah, that thing is pretty sharp. You can set your watch to that goatee.
He probably said that to Aaron Rodgers before.
Oh man,
boy, you got a clean goatee.
Jets are not looking good. So consensus play on Louisville. Discord got Indiana. So Discord has Indiana, Duke, Alabama, Oregon, and Creighton so far.
They got a heavy card.
Yeah, they do.
We one of us is going to have a day. West Virginia, Gonzaga. We're back into the Bahamas. This is 11:30 a.m. on the 27th. Colby projects this to be a 12-point spread. Gonzaga looks to be a very good basketball team this year.
This one, look, when I was running the numbers, they had it at 11. I put it at 12. I think it could even be 13, maybe even 13 and a half. But when I ran the numbers, it was having it at 11. Either way, I think Gonzaga's the play here. Dub V,
no confidence right there.
Dub V got it done against Iona. Just absolutely destroyed Tobin Anderson and Iona by about 40 points the other day. But that was coming off a 24-point loss to Pitt. Their arch rivals. They just haven't.
Wait, I thought West Virginia lost to Pitt. How did Mac take that
in
news,
football
Colby?
and basketball? Yeah, I think he's still coping with that. But Dub V's a team besides the Iona game. The Iona game, they actually really looked good. But the other games, I don't know how well they actually looked. I mean, UMass, they beat UMass by 6. UMass has been struggling this year. And then the Zags, I actually think are like national championship contenders. They're also battle tested. They destroyed Baylor. They took down San Diego State by double digits. They just put it on Long Beach State. It was a tournament team a year ago. So I am going to lay.
Look at look at their opening game. I mean, what they did to Baylor, who's a good team. I'm all over the Zags here. This number is way too short.
Are we sure Baylor is a good team?
They're good enough. I mean, beating them by what? Almost 40 points is a pretty good result. 38 points.
Yeah, I mean, I think Baylor's a good team.
I know they lost to Tennessee, but
yeah,
I still think they're. I mean, I don't know if they're what they got them ranked 20th. I don't know if they're that good, but I still think that by winning by that margin against a decent team is impressive. I'm taking Gonzaga.
Yeah, I like Gonzaga too. I'm just not sure Baylor is as good as we thought they were, and that was an embarrassing showing. Even though opened the season on the road,
they still haven't got Langston Love back. I think that will change things too.
They'll be fine. Yeah.
What is he doing adult film still, or is he mostly college basketball? I mean, Langston Love, doesn't that sounds like porno you would find in the woods. Like, oh, it is next. He's right up there with Lexington Steele. Langston Love, come on.
Starring in Position Impossible.
Position. All right, there you go.
I'm sorry, I got distracted again by these bad boy mowers. The $10,000 for a lawnmower?
Yeah.
What kind of lawnmowers are we dealing here? Jesus.
J Mark doesn't even have one of those, huh?
Wow. Founded by the great Phil Pulley and Robert Foster in 2002.
Hey, if you guys sign up, Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN, get you a 50% deposit match up to $1,000 when you use that promo code SGPN. Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN. Colby, what are we doing here? What's some underdog action you like for the college basketball slate?
I'm going to take you to the last game on the slate tonight. That's what's great about Feast Week is you're getting this game tipping off. But I feel like right around midnight Eastern. So Dayton, North Carolina, in Maui. Dayton, Anthony Grant's team's always great defensively. I think they're going to put on RJ Davis. So I like lower than 20.5 points from RJ Davis. I was intrigued by taking the lower 24.5 points and assist as well. But I think just stick to the points. They're going to lock them down. They're a great defensive team. He comes from, the school of Frank Martin and Hugs and everything. So I think that's the play there that I like best. In the Auburn Iowa State game, which is the game before in Maui, I will take a lower as well because TJ Altenberger teams, Iowa State, they're just locked down defensively as well. I like the lower on Johnny Broome, Auburn's big man, 19.5 points. Give me the lower on that. I think there's going to be some, first off, you're at a neutral site, very, very far away. I think a couple rock fights in the late night slate.
Long flight.
Colby with a rare double lower. So
like it.
Make sure you get on
Razor
that. Johnny Broom lower 19.5 points, and RJ Davis lower 20.5 points. Get that deposit bonus. Support SGPN and support yourself. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN.
All right, 1 p.m. on the 27th, aka Wednesday, and we're going back to Vegas.
Speaking of Vegas, do you guys see in the chat right now? We have Cody Fraser. Shout out to Cody. If you look at his photo, this is him passed out in the SGPN studios there on a chair in Las Vegas from March Madness.
I think he's wearing some SGP merch.
He is. I think he's got the "We Believe" shirt on, and then the what hat is that there? College experience.
hat,
Shout out to Cody Frazier for keeping it real in Vegas.
Those March Madness days with the late night show and the win. Man, really, I thought you're just delirious. You're delirious at that point.
I'm still drunk from the St. Patrick's Day show we did there.
All right, so this is whatever round robin formula. Oregon, San Diego State. Oregon will be projected at -3.5. Colby, are we just setting up another nice juicy dog spot for San Diego State?
This one's a little more tricky to me because Oregon obviously on the West Coast as well with San Diego State, but they're a team that I think can athletically be a little bit better than San Diego State. I'm actually on this one. Give me the Ducks and Dana Altman. Now they're young, which is the concern, but San Diego State's young too. So I just think, to me, if you guys haven't got a chance to catch Nate Biddle, the big man for the Ducks, he is a baller, and I don't know that San Diego State has anybody to really stop him. That would be the difference there. So give me the Ducks and Dana Altman to figure things out in game 2 against Brian Dutcher.
Yeah, I mean they have a couple 6'10" guys, but they do not play a ton. So certainly looks like they'll take San Diego State out of their game a little bit.
Yeah. And San Diego State, like, team that I think is a streaky scoring team too. So
well, anytime you bet on San Diego State, you have to deal with minutes of saying, "Well, do they not fucking practice offense?"
Well, and they're going to be coming off that big win over Creighton. So yeah, I think Oregon could be the play.
Like an if bet.
Yeah.
If game 1, then fade game 2.
Oh, I think I like Oregon better if San Diego State wins that first game.
Give me San Diego State. They're still my gal. Maybe not your gals.
No, it's a weird. It's a weird situation picking them twice, but I think the second game's a lot.
Maybe I'll do I wish I could parlay them together at the Pick Dundee Sportsbook. Oklahoma, Providence. We're back in Nassau. I got to imagine the kid. Something from Providence is shady going down to the Bahamas. Maybe doing some sort of washing. 2 p.m. on Wednesday. Oklahoma with a big football win this week. Man, what a giggle that one gave me. Lane 2 projected by Pick Dundee here.
And I parlayed that with Florida money line.
Oh wow. We will
Free
be doing
show.
a college football episode tonight. So tune in after Monday Night Football. So Oklahoma basketball, laying 2 here. What's the latest with Porter? Has he called Sister Jean back?
He needs to, because he's on borrowed time in Norman. However, Providence just doesn't look that good this year. They're 5-0, but if you watch them, with the exception of the Delaware State blowout, it's a team that beat Hampton by 9. It's a team that beat Green Bay by, I don't know, like 15, 13, 14, 15. Central Connecticut State, the real Blue Devils, by 4.
They played Colby.
Yeah, I know, but to struggle in those games, those were all games like deep into the game. I tend to think Oklahoma is the right side here, even though they have played no one too. I just think Porter Moser he's in a more desperate spot. Kim English, great first season at Providence. And I actually think Providence, by losing some of those players from a season ago, they're just in a rebuild and got to win this year for Porter Moser. I think they're the more talented roster. And yeah, I think for all those reasons alone, right there, give me the Sooners. Sooners also beat them last year by 21. So you could say revenge for the Friars, but I just don't think the Friars have the talent. And the Big East, fade the Big East this year, man. That's what I've been saying. So give me, and the SEC's been playing up. You saw Georgia take down St. John's yesterday. Give me the SEC team here.
You're gonna fade Providence in a rock fight?
Yeah, I am too. I think this is a good spot for Oklahoma. Providence, to Colby's point, they're 5-0, but the fact that they're undefeated and then they're a dog, that kind of tells you everything you need to know. And 60% from the line. My God, you are not going to win a close game shooting 60% from the line. So to me, it's pretty easy. Oklahoma -2 all day.
Oklahoma also is undefeated for what it's worth. I'm taking Providence. Give me the Friars. You guys are being fooled. Colby had Colby had no conviction.
But Providence, Oklahoma's played a much better.
I don't think Providence is that good this year. Like I watching a lot of those games.
I'm predicting a Benedict on this one for Colby.
No.
When they start playing well, you're like, oh yeah, let's go.
Not happening. I didn't like the Kim English hire. He did overachieve in year one, but he's sticking to his. He's being stubborn here, Sean. Are you sure you want to stick? Porter Moser all day. Let's go.
Hey, it's Thanksgiving this week, feast week, and feast week over at SGPN merch store. Black Friday super mega sale. Everything must go 25% off everything starting on Thursday, going till Sunday. The college experience hat Colby's rocking. 25% off. My SGP camo hat, 25% off. We got a ton of good camo stuff. Look at this DGen University mug. We got a bunch of good hoodies, some more holiday stuff hitting the store.
I wagered today t-shirt. Show me your TDs. Some saying our classiest merch ever. Again, so much good stuff in there. The mugs are great. And 25% off everything. Promo code Black Friday, one word, in the merch store Thursday through Sunday. Colby, please make sure that Patty C gets himself a "Show Me Your TDs" shirt.
I will phone that in.
If there's one employee that we need wearing this shirt, it's Patty C, right?
For sure.
I feel like it might become.
He reps the brand. He reps the brand out on Venice Beach.
That's
commiserating with the homeless. You know what I mean?
Just imagine you're
commiserating is one word to describe his interaction.
Imagine you're having a nice day and you see Patty C wearing this bad boy.
Well, they fill out. I mean,
it's gonna be nice and stretched, so they're gonna look like double D's. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. All right, let's keep going. 4 games to go. We're talking Buzz and Texas A&M again, 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast on Wednesday. Back in Vegas. So this is all part of that pay for play tournament. Texas A&M, Creighton. No Michael Creighton jokes yet on the show. If you took the over 3.5 episodes, you hit in the 2024 season. A&M laying 1.5. Obviously, I'm once again on Buzz. Which one of you fools is fading them here?
I told you fade the Big East. So give me you're starting to see the trickle down effect from these football contracts. All these, the basketball schools don't have it. They don't have that type of money, and you're starting the fade the Big East tour. Let's go. A&M is the tougher team, the more veteran team, and Creighton has looked like dog shit this year. And I think Ashworth is out.
Creighton off a loss though is the way I'm handicapping this, and I think they're going to get right against Texas A&M. You can't make Creighton a dog. To me, that's crazy against this Texas A&M. That's unhinged bookmaking. Now, obviously, you're doing a projection because because there's obviously a game that's going to happen between now and then. I think but you could be right as far as making Creighton a dog, because I do think they're going to lose to San Diego State outright, and then I think they bounce back in this spot. So I'm fading the buzzsaw. Give me the rust to jam up the buzzsaw.
That tall drink of water, Ryan Cockbrenner, is going to struggle against this buzzsaw defense.
Nah. This is actually a good match.
Real quick aside, I was some details on how this tourney came together. San Diego State was the first team invited. Apparently, their director of basketball or their director of operations provided organizational guidance. Interesting. We gotta draw the web out like a crazy person with a conspiracy theory. Notre Dame opted out of playing San Diego out of the Randy Children's Invitational. Had to pay $200K to opt out of that.
To Steve Lavin, to our guy Steve Lavin.
So you know how
goes right in his pocket.
You know how important. You know what we got to do?
New headshots.
We got to look into these. Which obviously we know Texas A&M, but which one of these universities are also Saudi funded? Cornell, Syracuse. We're heading to Cuse, New York. Sean,
you're welcome, Sean.
Yeah, I was gonna say obviously Sean's gonna lay 13.5 here. I don't know. All the local rivals, I don't want to call this a rival, but all the Northeast teams have fared well against Syracuse so far in Syracuse. So we're fading Syracuse, right? Right, Colby. Also worth noting, Cornell once won me a lot of money on the money line against Wisconsin in an absolute snooze fest. Probably like over a decade ago at this point. Colby, we're on Cornell, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, Syracuse had their big trip to New York City. They come back, and this team from Ithaca has been sitting there. And you look, Syracuse at home had struggled. They took double overtime to beat Youngstown State. They barely got by Lemoyne and Colgate. I think Cornell is more of Lemoyne and Colgate. I think they're going to be ready for this. Give me the points and the big red freshmen there. Let's go.
I'm actually taking Cornell because I think to your point, they've struggled to blow out inferior opponents. I think they're probably still going to win, but it won't be by 13.5.
Wow.
It'll be like, what do you mean? I'm unlike you, Ryan, I'm an unbiased handicapper, and I think Syracuse gets the win, but I'm nervous about a massive cover. They're a team that can play up to competition, but also can play down to it. So I'm not taking them. I like Syracuse in the dog spots, like they were the last time we did the show, but laying a big number against a team that's going to be motivated to battle it out in upstate New York, I think that's a bad spot for them.
Hopefully,
ATS.
Hopefully the weather inside the building is fair. Davidson, Arizona.
What are you doing, Ryan?
Oh, I'm 100% taking Cornell. That's how I started. I said we're taking Cornell, right, Colby? Davidson, Arizona, back in the Bahamas. Those Arizona kids probably looking to have some trouble. Don't take the tour of the weed fields, kids. It's not smart. 4:30 p.m. on the West Coast.
Woo, ain't smoking my weed.
Arizona -14, according to Colby. This one feels like maybe we didn't need to throw it on the sheet.
I mean, Davidson's undefeated. Obviously, they got that Steph Curry money, not Seth.
Oh, wow.
Steph Curry money. That's probably how they got invited to this tournament. But we got to hammer Arizona, guys. They're back-to-back losses.
Yeah.
They had the court stormed.
This is a get right spot.
Yeah, court stormed against them in Madison, Wisconsin, against the Badgers. Then Duke comes into Tucson and gets the dub. I think you got to lay it. I think the staples are sharp at Davidson, but they're not that sharp. Lay the 14 with Arizona.
Staples get rusty in the Bahamas. They're going to be going on the water slide. You know how Staples love water slides. That at the Atlantis Resort, they known for their water slide. All those, they'll be dealing with bad sunburn from being out there. So Staples burn. I'm with you, Colby. To me, this is just a situation spot of Arizona's a pretty good team overall, and it's you lose back-to-back games like that, you got to ride them here in a get right spot.
So not a dream crusher.
I don't think so. Not for college basketball.
Getting skull fucked by Duke at home. That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, but now you're playing a much worse team.
I'm taking Davidson.
Yeah, I mean Davidson is good at the line. I can see him hanging around a little bit.
Look at your free throw based handicapping model must hate Arizona.
No, that certainly is a good reason to not take them laying the 14. I think if this was domestic, or I might handicap it a little bit differently. But I'm in a neutral site, I think talent oftentimes wins out, especially in a situation spot like this.
Those gyms are pretty small. Davidson probably more experienced playing in tiny gyms
with no one watching. That is a good handicap.
Rutgers, Alabama, last game on the slate, 7 p.m. on the West Coast, back in Las Vegas. Colby, this This seems like the kind of matchup where it's a styles makes the fight, and you can talk your way into taking Rutgers in the points, right?
Oh man, I just worry about their youth though. I like Rutgers. I think they're so young. I think it's a bad spot, especially if Bama loses the day before. I like laying the 6 with the Tide here. I know. Look, traditionally, Steve Peichel teams are really good defensively. They're just not there yet. They're too young. So I think Alabama will exploit that. I like laying the points with the Tide here.
Oh man, this one's tough. So we think, yeah, because I got Notre Dame. You know what? I'm gonna actually go Rutgers and the points because I have them coming off a loss, and I think that could be a tough spot. You know, you get situated in Vegas. You're a young guy. All right, first couple nights, a little rough, but you figure it out after that. So. Yeah, I think I don't like Rutgers against Notre Dame, but I do like them here against Alabama catching the 6. I think that's a hair too high for a team as talented as Alabama, or sorry, Rutgers against Alabama.
Yeah, I'll take the points as well.
Of course you are. You're Paisans.
No, I faded them the first time with Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's how it works. Hey, have you guys signed up with Rhythm? sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Get your models going, get your props going. I smashed the Devon Vele over 2.5 receptions. I got that thanks to Rhythm. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Get your 7-day trial, not just the NFL, NBA, NFL props, college football, college basketball. They got it all. And yeah, let's see what the. I'll pull up the old model here. Oh, Colby, you like this? Rhythm likes. Hold on. The Long Island Sharks on the money line against Winthrop. You're shaking you're nodding your head. They got it at plus 562, and they think they have a they are predicting 18.7% win chance. So they think that's a fire on your Long Island Shacks.
We gave it away. Colby? Yeah, we gave it away last night, and this is coming off Long Island. I gave it away 2 days ago as a 16-point dog against Charlotte. They won outright. So Rod Strickland righting the ship there, bringing in Jared Gilliam, the sitting coach from Chicago State, as an assistant. The Sharks, the only thing is their bench isn't deep, so they got to stay out of foul trouble. But at their Winthrop is all staples. So let's load up on these Sharks.
sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM to get your models going for college basketball, NFL, and so much more. Time for our lock, and dog. Kramer, what do you got?
Was that supposed to be a Boston? What kind of accent was that, Colby?
It's Long Island.
Long Island Sharks. All right.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll have to work on that one a little bit. Lock number 1. Give me Texas A&M against Oregon. Lock number 2, laying the big number with Kentucky. Lock number 3, give me Houston in a grinder.
What about grinder?
Give me Houston in a grinder. And for my dog,
Ryan's favorite app.
For my dog, give me Cornell on the money line.
Wow.
Pew, 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 pew.
Big money line against Syracuse. You got some winners.
So much restraint to not put Buzz on the lock twice.
You got some winners and you got some losers.
If we have a bonus lock, I would take Texas A&M in the game against Creighton.
I do like Houston in that first game, laying the 4. I'm also going to say Oklahoma laying 2 against Providence. I think that's a good matchup for them. The more I think about it, the more
set a calendar reminder, make college basketball bets.
The more Louisville catching 3.5 is jumping off the screen. And then for my dog, I'm going Notre Dame, the Irish on the money line in game 1 there against Rutgers.
Colby, are these all open by the time you guys are doing your show at night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Colby, lock, dog.
Lock the Arizona Wildcats against Davidson. Battle of the Wildcats.
Whoa. Wow.
I'll also lock Texas A&M against Oregon.
Nice.
And also I'll lock Cornell against Syracuse.
Damn.
The dog is the San Diego State Aztecs against Michael Creighton. And then I like even parlaying that with the Louisville Cardinals. Little money line dog there. That. Yeah, let's go.
Are you in?
Yeah, are we putting potentially a third leg in?
Let's keep it simple.
Third leg is Kansas, right?
Let's just go to Sean's point.
Yeah, San Diego State, Louisville, both on the money line.
I may tie Cornell money line to those as well.
All right,
unrelated to this.
Unrelated to that. Hey, sign up mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN, get that 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Get in on their prop builder. Perfect if you're.
I'm a degenerate.
So Mike Tomlin approved mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN, and the Black Friday super sale all weekend, Thanksgiving weekend long, promo code Black Friday. Our programming schedule will be back tonight if you're watching live after the Monday night game, talking college football with Colby, and then tomorrow morning, Ryan, rare super early live show for the NFL.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
And make sure you check out the college experience for the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, Stacking the Money Green. He's Ryan.
Bottom line bombs is next.
Kramer, let it ride.